Welcome to this in-depth exploration of Lumumbism, a political ideology inspired by the thought of Patrice Lumumba. This message is divided into three main parts: the need for a new perspective on the history of our country, the definition of Lumumbism, and the description of the fundamental pillars of Lumumba's vision. It is crucial to adopt a new critical perspective on the history of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The idea that the development of nations relies on elites is common, but what prospects can be expected from an elite without adequate political education to break the cycle of crisis and underdevelopment? It is imperative to overcome ignorance of our own history, which deprives entire generations of crucial lessons. Thomas Hobbes, in his Leviathan, compares ignorant elites of their history to birds trapped in a house, entered through the chimney. These birds, seeking light, vainly bump into the glass, forgetting that their only escape is the dark passage through which they arrived, the chimney. In the DRC, intellectuals must explore this dark passage because the history learned so far has been forged to manipulate the masses by pro-Western leaders. A new perspective is therefore essential to discover where we went astray and to find our way out. This message examines the Lumumbist perspective in response to those who label Mobutu as a former Lumumbist, a tactic to discredit Lumumba and his struggle. To energize our discussions on the transition in the DRC, it is crucial to explore the key aspects of Lumumbism. A higher degree only attains its full value when applied within its disciplinary field. Let's now define Lumumbism and who can truly claim this legacy. A widespread confusion attributes the wrongful acts of Mobutu to Patrice Lumumba, on the pretext that the latter was a Lumumbist in 1960. Despite his affiliation with the MNC, Joseph Mobutu never adhered to the Lumumbist vision, which explains his complicity in the elimination of the Congolese leader. Mobutu recovered Lumumba's symbol to legitimize his corrupt and authoritarian regime, far removed from the ideals of social justice and integrity. A Lumumbiste wholeheartedly adheres to Patrice Lumumba's vision, a progressive leftist ideology. This vision revolves around three pillars: national integration, total political and economic sovereignty, and Pan-Africanism with non-alignment. Lumumba's footprint is revealed in his speeches and writings, notably that of June 30th, 1960, an essential reading. The first pillar is national integration. Patrice Lumumba knew that nation-building, transforming individuals of different ethnicities into an autonomous and united population, was the most difficult step. He expressed it as early as April 13, 1958, even before Belgium announced independence. It is evident that the DRC is still struggling in this crucial stage of transforming individuals into a united nation. Lumumba advocated for national integration, which is a socio-political and cultural process, distinct from unitarism, a form of state. Integration can be achieved under a unitary or federal regime, as Lumumba stated on August 13, 1960, on Radio Leopoldville. Federalism can facilitate integration by balancing unity and autonomy, respecting local specificities. Here is a comparison between the unitary state and the federal state. Lumumba, although tolerant of ethnic diversity, did not encourage it, fearing the centrifugal forces it engenders. In his speech on June 30, 1960, he asked the Congolese to forget the tribal quarrels that exhaust us. History and science have proven him right, as demonstrated by the functional theory of the state. The stigmatization of Congolese Banyarwanda, representing more than 50% of the North Kivu population, is an example of truncated nationalism. According to the 1959 Belgian census, the Banyarwanda were already the third largest ethnic group in Kivu. National integration is a matter of survival for the DRC, and true Lumumbists must address it without delay. It is the responsibility of the state to create an environment conducive to the participation of all, regardless of origin, respecting unity and equality. The second pillar is a national economy and social justice. After political independence, Lumumba aimed for a prosperous national economy to dedicate to economic independence. It was necessary to control the resources of the land and subsoil, recover financial assets to invest in infrastructure and human capital. Lumumba had requested not to negotiate with Belgium at the April 1960 Economic Roundtable without Congolese experts. However, a Belgian law of June 1960 allowed more than 500 Congolese companies to opt for Belgian law, paying their taxes in Belgium. Moreover, the dissolution of the Special Committee of Katanga by the Belgian authorities reduced the Congolese state's participation in UMHK. It was an internationally recognized theft, and Lumumba's determination to recover these assets was a cause of his elimination. Lumumba was also determined to promote social justice, as he said on June 30, 1960, "We will establish social justice together." Giving primacy to the national economy and social justice constituted two essential pillars of his visionary thought. Pan-Africanist. The third pillar is Patrice Lumumba. In his speech on June 30, 1960, he declared, "The independence of Congo marks a decisive step towards the liberation of the entire African continent." Lumumba is greater than Congo, recognized as an emblematic figure of Pan-Africanism and the struggle for African independence. He believed that African solidarity was necessary to save the DRC and that Congo should play a central role. On August 15, 1960, he declared, "If Congo dies, all of Africa will plunge into the night of defeat and servitude. One cannot declare oneself a Lumumbist and refuse him the well-deserved recognition in Africa." Patrice Lumumba was not an Africanist, but a Pan-Africanist, an agent of change. In conclusion, Lumumbism offers a timeless vision for the DRC and Africa. Their pillars of national integration, economic sovereignty, and Pan-Africanism remain more relevant than ever to build a just and prosperous future.